everyone. My name is Will Lindes. I'm the operations manager here at Beyond Indigo. And as Anthony mentioned, we're a stateside digital marketing company. We focus our efforts on and our expertise on helping veterinary practices really market their brands to their utmost potential. And for us, that's all about the digital virtual space. Today, we're really excited about your virtual congress, and because of that, I brought along two guests with us, two of our stellar staff members, Sandy Byron and Maxine Blakovich. They're going to be running you through some of the latest innovations in social media. Of course, if you have any questions, please ask them. There's going to be some time saved at the end of each segment for a few questions as they come up, but certainly as things come up, put them in the question bar, put them in the chat.
Muted.
Anthony will help get those over to the presenters and get you an answer. First up on deck is Sandy Byron, who is the social media director for Beyond Indigo. Sandy has a degree in communications and a master's in marriage and family therapy. She spent the last 17 years in the high-tech industries of Silicon Valley before moving to Tucson, Arizona, where she works in social media. And honestly, I know of no one better at navigating the changing face of Facebook. See, we know that Facebook is considered the digital marketing cornerstone for many practices in the veterinary industry. Staying on top of this platform is going to help you keep your business ahead of the pack in 2015. Sandy's going to talk to you about Facebook by the numbers, how Facebook plays into an ever-mobile world, and some of the latest and greatest things in Facebook, including Facebook ads. Sandy Byron, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you, Will, and hello, everyone. So I want to talk to you today. Primarily, I'm going to focus on Facebook because, quite frankly, Facebook is still the big gorilla, speaking of gorillas, still the big gorilla in social media. But first, I wanted to step back and talk a little bit about why have a social community at all. But first, I wanted to just rub it in just a little bit that the high today here in Tucson is going to be 20 degrees centigrade. So now that you're all completely hating me for living in this nice, toasty, warm place, we'll get started. The first thing is, why a social community? So creating an online tribe or community helps people stay connected, and it helps them remain interested in your hospital or clinic. I mean, you've got, a lot of times your clients may only be in the hospital or the clinic one time a year for an annual exam. So if you're able to connect with them and stay connected and have those touch points through social media throughout the year, it gives not only an easy way for you to connect with them, but it gives your users a voice to be able to also talk to you, ask questions, give feedback, learn things, engage with your content. And users are more and more looking for businesses and people who share similar interests and where they can communicate. And of course, one of the main interests that so many of your clients have is their pets. As many of them think of them as their four-legged family members now, they want to be able to share the love of their pet with other like-minded people. And of course, with a local veterinary practice, your fans on your Facebook page or the people following you on social media, if you're doing your targeting correctly, you're going to have people, it's going to be people that are around you, so they're going to be connecting with other people locally as well. So you want to create that community around pet care and love of their pet in your local neighborhood, because typically with a veterinary practice, people tend to travel 5 to max 10 miles unless you live in a more rural area. People tend to go to see a vet that's within a 5 to 10 mile radius. And so you can use your social presence to sort of create this virtual community within your local community around the love of their pets and pet care. And it also gives your hospital or clinic visibility. I mean, because nowadays, if you're not on social media, you can almost be invisible. People are looking for you on social media. They are looking for, certainly, if not looking for you, looking for businesses like yours on social media. And if you're not there, you become less relevant and less visible. And one of the big things that having a social presence does it gives people a window into your business. They get to get a sense of who you are, not only like what hours you're open or, you know, the map to your business, all of those, the phone number, all of those kinds of things that they can also get from the web, but they get more, they look at what kind of posts you're posting. They get to see photos of your hospital, of your staff interacting with the pets. They get a feel for who you are and what your personality is. So it's a social media platform presence is creating a visual representation of your business and your business personality. It's not only the digital equivalent of your storefront and sort of a display window, but it's also kind of an invitation to get to know you and to get a peek behind the scenes of your business. Unfortunately, I see that too many veterinary vets and folks who are running the hospitals see social media kind of as a bullhorn or a sales billboard, you know, that they can use to drive new business. It's all about screaming out at the people on Facebook saying, hey, look at us, come to us, you know, here's a special. So it isn't interactive, it's not engaging, it's not building a relationship. You know, yes, people want to drive new business, but that isn't usually the best way to do that. Businesses on social, it's kind of a different way. You have to kind of shift your brain a little bit. Businesses on social media need to be more authentic, and of course that is progressing even more so. Businesses need to be authentic, they need to be human, they need to shift to telling a story about the business, the staff, the clients, and the patients, rather than just pushing a message out to followers. So far, a lot of veterinarians want to make social marketing bring customers in the door, and they want that in a more immediate way, so they just push those information specials. But bigger businesses have learned that social interaction, as I said, needs to be more authentic, but I'm finding that veterinarians in general, and I'm generalizing, either don't take social media seriously at all, or they're still just looking for a sales platform. And I'm really hoping that begins to shift in 2015, and if you are not, you know, if you're sort of just getting into social media, I advise you that if you do it and do it correctly, you will certainly have an advantage. A survey of 1,000 UK social media users by Axon found that 67% of users prefer to buy from a brand they follow on social media. So this isn't all altruistic. You know, we are still looking to bring clients in the door or to bring clients back through the door. But, you know, it's just in a different way of doing it. 92% of marketers believe social media is important for their business. So obviously if 92% of people who are out there trying to market their clients believe that social media is important for their business, I hope that lets you see that social media is something that needs to be taken seriously now, and that social relationship has value. So the next question is, okay, social media, why Facebook? So there's lots of other social media platforms, and some are growing quickly, and you know, a lot of times you'll hear attention about whatever's new and cool in the news. So why continue to pay attention to Facebook? Isn't that yesterday? No, the news is usually focused, like I said, on what's new or different or is going to drive the most attention. But 54% of marketers asked to choose just one social platform. If they were told if you could only have one social platform, which one would it be? 54% still chose Facebook. And the second one was LinkedIn, but that is especially key for business-to-business marketing. So Facebook is still, still very much the main social media platform. The newsworthy social platforms tend to be where the young move first. The young went to Facebook first, and then their mothers, their grandmothers, their cousins, they all joined them on Facebook. So, a lot of times the folks who are preteens, teens, early 20s, a lot of those folks, college-age folks, they're moving over to what's hip and cool. And while those platforms are growing and they're getting a lot of attention from that age range, your primary demographic tends to be female